Why do I get first billing? It's Brian, Trina, and Frank. Should it go by the oldest?
Hello and welcome to Old World Tech Fridays. I am Frank and I am joined by our wonderful co-host, Trina from Trina's Technobabble,
Hello, hello.
and Ryan from Everything's Broken Garage.
Guten Tag, or Guten Nacht, depending on where you are.
It could be also Guten Abend.
It could be Guten Abend as well.
Mhm.
Crazy to think we're already halfway through the year already. I feel
Yes.
like the last few months have gone by quite quickly.
Yes, and hopefully the summer months will slow down to a glacial pace, so that
Oh,
we can
no.
all
No.
enjoy it.
So Trina, who do we have joining us this evening?
We have Sleepy Malibu of Dave's Vintage Apple Tech stream fame, Will of KMac Vintage fame from the lovely KMac Islands, and that's it so far, at least in the chat. It says for
We'll have others
watching, but I
join,
only
sure.
see two.
And
Retro Tech
Tech
Chris just jumped in. Hey, Chris. Look at what arrived for Ryan today. Now, Ryan, just leave it right there. Yeah. No. Right over your face. There you go.
Oh, and we have a Garth Beagle has arrived.
I haven't. Oh, okay. Wow. I'll think so. Hey, Garth.
And Frank is making a lot of noise like he usually does for no reason.
I am. I'm good at making random sound effects.
He's taking after Dave, who doesn't know what a mute button is.
Yeah. See, what Frank is he's actually a Foley artist for video and film.
True.
He actually does all the sound effects.
Uh,
That was the
That's
noise of a zombie going through the chest cavity of a victim that you just heard.
That's true.
It wasn't. It
You
wasn't.
never
Frank
want to hear that
rummaging
in the
through a
wild.
box.
Hey, Retro Techie. Yeah, I saw your video where you got rid of some Garth Beagle stickers.
I noticed that they were covered up in the.
Yeah, he did a cover up, and then he did a short today where he actually took it off and threw it down in the pile of stuff to throw it.
Okay.
By the way, Retro Techie, if you want to get rid of that laptop, send it my way. Don't just send it to eRecycle. Hey, Joe, you're not late. We're just
Hey, Joe's here.
Joe's here. The party can
we
start.
only been streaming for like 3 minutes, so you're good. You're good.
Now we can talk about Apple III's.
Oh God,
That's
okay.
right.
Hold on for a sec.
So that was one of the things
I've
that I
already
was
heard
going to actually
Joe's.
talk about.
I've heard Joe's riveting.
Sloopy's comment is making me laugh.
What's this?
Joe, late? I hope you're not pregnant.
Oh, we also have Starbuck Tech. Sean with
Geek with social skills. Yeah.
Geek. I thought it was Greek. Greek with social skills. Yogurts and gyros and things.
Ooh. Lamb. If you're gonna get
Lamb.
anything Greek, lamb. Rock a lamb.
Not a brontosaurus rib, Trina?
Not a honestly, Retro Techie, text me and I'll pay for shipping. I don't mind paying for shipping for this thing. Ship it down to me.
Oh, you got money to ship now. I see how it is.
Well,
Only
now
when
that
it doesn't come
now
from
that
the
I'm
States.
selling off, now that I'm waiting for this Apple IIe that I can sell off, or I mean, oops,
She's selling a kidney.
Yeah,
She's selling a kidney.
We're not allowed to do that in Canada.
I know.
You can't sell organs?
Lamb. Yeah,
No,
lamb is Greek. There's a great episode of MASH.
Yes.
That talks about
Private
they bring
Lamb.
in private. Yeah.
Charles Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good episode. I watched.
So
this evening.
Something that I wanted to talk about today was Apple III. There's a lot of nice stuff with Apple III, especially the stuff that Joe's come out with
Oh,
lately.
and by the way,
I know
just
he's
a quick mention. Don't forget to go to jcm-1.com. You're
Yes,
showing
this
the
is, and I
website.
also tell everybody this is the first time we've been sponsored as a stream. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
that's
thank
true.
Joe, our
And who else
lovely sponsorship.
besides Joe? Absolutely.
I'm very impressed that Joe was able to find the money. I mean, he does have Blue Scuzzy money, so
And that's just
um,
Matt. That's just crazy money.
yeah, so it's
We
very
all
nice of him to be flying all of us to VCF Midwest on his dime. It's very, very great. We're very gracious to him for that. So thank you.
he even volunteered Garth's private copter,
He involved.
for the event. So that that was really nice.
Um,
Really nice.
and by the way, Joe, if you want to Gar's private helicopter, there's somebody on Facebook Marketplace. Apparently, it's kind of depressing, but at the same time interesting. Their son passed away, and he was a collector of PCs, old PCs from anything from Windows before Windows 10.
I think
And
it said from 80s to modern
yeah,
computers.
yeah, and if you can fill up a car, it's yours for $65 a load.
All you can carry for $65.
And I'm like, I
In your
honestly,
vehicle.
if I had a license, I would be renting a U-Haul van, like a
Yep.
cargo van, and just driving down and going, fill her up, and I'd fill it to the gunnels.
Joe says he doesn't have space.
Oh, I'm not saying you're gonna get them. I'm keeping them. You just have to send. You just have to come up, and we'll go. Joe, let's go for a road trip. Come on up to Toronto.
Oh,
Careful, Joe.
I've seen this movie with John Candy.
Yeah, I've seen this movie.
Planes,
That's how.
trains, and automobiles.
What was the serial killer? Charles. No, not Charles Manson. What the hell was his name? Carry
There
on.
was a lot of them. Anyway, so Apple III.
Sorry, yeah,
So
we got.
Joe's come out with
we
a
have
lot of
to-
stuff in regards to the Apple III, including the ROM replacements and a lot of the chip replacements, the bipolar ROMs, in case you're into those things. But there's a lot of newer developments, such as the Colorizer 3, the color composite video adapter, and
I
modestly
saw.
priced at $6.99.
I saw.
Everybody needs to go out and get a few of these.
I saw that on Joe's Twitter page.
I
Yeah,
saw it on one of the retro Apple groups that I follow on Facebook.
yeah. But you can use the color video output connector on the back of the Apple III and plug it right into the RCA jack style cable plug there
Why
into
don't
your
you
modernized television.
why don't you click on the photo and just make it big? Can you do that?
No, it doesn't go
Joe,
big. I clicked.
Joe, why can't
Hang
he
on.
just click
The
there you go.
magnifying glass. There you go.
Ah,
So this is one of the new things that Joe had announced recently, and he gives a demonstration on the beautiful Sony Trinitron screen.
nice.
Look at all those colors. What are you gonna do with all those colors?
So many colors.
So that's only $6.99. So
At six
that
ninety nine
is a
though, how
great
is Joe
buy.
making money? Because that seems like a lot of. Are they getting pre-built, Joe? Are you pre-building them, or are they?
I think the decimal point is over 2 spaces.
Yeah. So you could also check out. He has a Phase 3 chip, which actually improves the color, the composite color quality on that as well for $11.99.
Mhm.
And I believe there's 2 different jumper settings, so you can actually change how it works as well. There's 2 different settings that you put on.
He says he builds them in about 3 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
these are newer announcements. But also, Joe has several other things, besides the ROM chips and things like that. Like the keyboard encoders are great to have. But I watched one of his videos just this past week on the soft card reproduction. So you can buy the complete built one for $95.49.
Perfect.
And sorry, go ahead. What was that?
No, I said perfect. That's a great
Oh
price.
yeah. So he has the soft card available for purchase, and it does show is in stock. But the Titan 3 board, you can buy this as a kit or the bare PCB for I think $20 for the bare PCB, and then there is different versions. The build it yourself kit, that's $199. or you can have Joe build it yourself, fully assembled, for $269.99. So these are great to have too, because this actually fixes the Apple IIe emulation that didn't work very well in the Apple III. Joe has a replacement card. I believe he was able to clone a card for this to get this actually working. And Joe is currently building them, has a back order, and I believe he's, right here, estimated ship date the first part of July. So that's only a couple weeks away. But yeah, definitely highly recommended for anybody that has an Apple III or is considering getting an Apple III, to go on and purchase the Titan 3 Plus card for the Apple III as well.
Question: does Joe sign each of them? Is there a spot on the back of the card for him to sign?
That's true. Let's take a look at the picture. Is there room on here?
There's got to be room on the. I don't think there's a back photo.
No. I mean, I think
he printed his name on there.
Oh, there you go.
But no signature.
Joe says, if you want me to sign it, I can. He said, okay. So.
Well, there you go.
Because I mean, if honest, Dave Murray charges an extra $5 for an autograph. So I'm just.
I was going to say, I would. I would. Charge $5, sign the card, not a problem. So Joe, I had messaged Joe about getting some upgrade chips to upgrade the Apple III to the Apple III Plus, and he says, "Oh yeah, you just go onto the site and they're on there." And I'm like, "Well, I went to the Apple III Plus and I only saw the 2 keyboard encoders." I realized this afternoon that I clicked the Apple II Plus, not the Apple III Plus. So that was definitely a me thing. I clicked the wrong button and got to the wrong page. But yeah, if you Joe says if you put a note into your order when you order it, he will put his initials on it.
So I just want
that's awesome.
I just want to touch on what Retro Techie said. Apparently, if I buy him all the Apple III stuff, he'll send me the laptop that apparently he doesn't have time to pack up. So I'm sorry. I wasn't born yesterday.
That's for sure.
Wow, thanks. Thanks, guys.
One can never have enough CPM Sleepy Malibu.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe the DOS, essentially the soft card was a DOS card, correct? That you could run CPM?
Yeah, it was just CPM. It was a Z80 card, wasn't it? Pretty sure it's
I don't know.
Card.
So Sloopy, do you also want Joe's SIN number and date of birth as well on this? He just said, "Can I get to Sloopy, my best friend, and your full name on it?" You also want his banking information.
So you're going to have to buy the fine point Sharpies.
Yeah. Soft card equals Z80 with CPM. So yeah.
There we go. Awesome. Now the soft card in the Titan 3 Plus 2E card, are you able to use those both on the Apple III, or do they have to be the Apple III Plus? I'm not sure. I just didn't know if the Titan 3 Plus had to be in an Apple III Plus.
Sloopy says he's not a creeper. He's a creeper, not an identity thief. So.
Oh, you don't even have to say you're a creeper. I know. Trust me.
Both work either on either the Apple or Apple II Plus. They can coexist in the same machine.
Frankly. Oh, okay, perfect. So you can put both cards in the same exact Apple III.
Yep.
Sweet. Good to know. So yeah, that's what I had. I just wanted to highlight some of the new Apple III stuff that Joe put out. I mean, he just announced the Titan 3 cards, a few weeks back, and then all of a sudden we got 2 different video cards as well for the composite color.
I just want to say how impressive. Yeah, how impressive it is to go from the Apple III has terrible community support. There's nothing going on to Joe single-handedly provides all the Apple III all the time. All right, so that's really
so
impressive.
Apple III he's got 20 different things for the Apple III Plus, and then for the Apple III category, I would imagine they're similar. 22.
22.
Yeah.
Joe says, if I don't do it, no one will. And I mean, there's some
that's
truth to
probably
that,
true.
But everybody, there's lots of people who talk about doing stuff and never actually action it. So kudos to you for actioning.
And by the way, I just want to throw in here, go Joe.
Yes.
Well, it's the same thing with Joe and Will. Single-handedly put out most of the products. Like I would say, a good 90 to 95% of everything that we use in the Apple retro community. I mean, other than the CF3000 and the Blue SCSI, which Joe builds a lot of them. Pretty much nobody else is developing anything else.
True enough.
Well, being normal, Joe, is vastly overrated. I wouldn't recommend it.
Joe says, now on a related note, I'm now way more insane than I used to be.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know how that's possible, but sure.
If a cup is already full, you can't fill it with more things.
Well, you.
But either way,
actually, technically, you can air.
No, if it's full right to the
top,
there's still air in there.
Right to the top, it's not, because you have the layer of the tension of the water is above the rim.
But there's still air there.
Cool. Yeah, well, I mean, if it's not for this type of stuff, these type of projects, the community would not exist. So, kudos to Joe.
Absolutely.
And kudos to anybody who comes up with an idea and actually sees it through. Even Ron with his battery replacements and things like that. These are all little things that help out the community.
Everybody.
And fix problems that, I would imagine these particular product developers back in the day wouldn't have even thought they needed to fix because they weren't problems. Like, I look at the Verda battery issues, right? You're like, well, the manufacturers of those computers are just like, whatever. Nobody's going to be caring about this in 15 years when that battery finally fails.
Nobody makes a product that's going to last you as long as these have.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. But yeah, Eric Helgeson, he's another one.
Another one, yeah. Great.
They have a lot of new stuff coming out for the Blue SCSI, so it's exciting stuff even ahead. We have a lot of great products now, but a lot of good stuff coming.
The Satanic Mac. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of great stuff.
Is it Mark or Mike?
Mark is the Mac Effects, right?
Oh, I'm thinking Mac Effects. Yeah. Sorry. So there's another example of somebody doing great things for the community. So between the Satanic Mac people and we can't even talk about it in Blue SCSI land. Oh, apparently there's stuff. There's like covert Blue SCSI stuff happening. Spy versus spy.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on, period, and it's great that people like Joe and Will, like, I swear to God, Will has a new product every week.
Yeah, he does.
Something completely new.
Yeah.
And it's the same
we didn't even know about.
It's the same
thing with Joe right now. Yeah.
And the big thing about it is not just talk. Like, that's the worst thing, is when it's just talk. People are like, I'm going to do this. Satanic Mac is Drake and Kai out in So Drake's out in BC and Kai is in Japan, if I'm not mistaken.
Japan, yep.
Yeah. So
correct.
They do some great stuff.
So you said Kai. I automatically thought of Kai Robertson, who's in the UK. Yeah.
No, Kai.
And then I read the comment. I'm like, oh yeah, no.
But Richard Tick's great. Chris is right. It's pretty incredible how many new things are actually showing up in the space, which is absolutely exciting to see.
Yeah.
But I think with all the new stuff that Joe's come out with.
You typed the name wrong. I just heard Kai, and automatically my brain went to Kai Robertson. So.
K Koba, sorry.
Oh.
But hopefully, with all the new things Joe's coming out with Apple III, we get more traction in the community for Apple III, because up until the point where Joe started mentioning all the new stuff for the Apple III, I really haven't heard anybody mention anything Apple III related.
Other than being the butt of a joke, like.
Sure.
Right? Like, that was
the only... now, hopefully, this will encourage people to pull them out of the closet or pick one up online when it comes available, just to get it going.
It is Pride Month, so we should definitely take them out of the closet.
That's true. I agree.
Sorry.
It'll be Pride weekend here next weekend. So.
Awesome.
I may not be on next Friday's stream because you don't want to go to the gay village on Saturday night. You can't move. So I might go Friday night.
So what is it, like a bondage night, or why can't you move?
People.
Funny.
Just way too many
people. Trina.
Hold on.
Can you do Commodore phones? It's Commodore phone time. Hi, Trina.
Hi, Ryan.
Sorry, Joe. Or there we go. Next one I find, I gotta. Well, after I send one to Joe, I gotta send one to Frank.
So. And then Sean Geek with Social Skills has been looking for one for quite some time.
Yes. So actually, we're going to do a bit of antiquing in July when I'm off for 3 weeks. So I'm going to be looking for Commodore phones. Basically, is the only thing I'm going to be with that and old computers and old computer games. What's the clicking noise? I don't know what Trina's doing. Trina, what are you doing?
I'm not. It's not me that's doing it.
Frank, what are you
I'm
doing?
sorry. I'm fidgeting with this.
Stop fidgeting.
Empty case. That's my bad.
Yeah. Sean says, "What about my phone? You'll get it. Don't worry. Someday.
It's in the mail.
So check your post box. It's probably in there."
Hey, Joe's gonna recreate them. That'll be the next project. Commodore phones.
New Commodore Nortel Commodore phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine how expensive that'd be.
I know.
Oh my gosh, crazy. I can't even imagine. The prototype one, would be at least several $100s.
I'm just thinking the weight of actual plastic in this thing. Like I could kill someone.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of plastic,
right?
And the nice part is the plastic. You can actually hit it with something and it won't break. Take a hint, Apple, from back in the day.
Yes, go back in time and fix your products that are almost 40 years old.
So Trina, what did you have to
I have nothing.
Chat about this evening?
I have nothing. I'm just here to add in some commentary. I honestly have nothing. I went looking for some news articles today or yesterday and today it's really been slow at work. So yay, plenty of. Oh, I'm going to be getting an IBM ThinkPad, but I need to find this. I know I have a bin here somewhere of 16-volt power supplies. I don't know where it went to. But I did confirm today. I took my universal power supply and to work, and I confirmed that it boots up. So I just have to wait till my boss comes back on Monday, so I can say I'm going to take the drive out because I can't take drives home, and I'll bring it home. It needs a new CMOS battery as well. But I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very exciting. I had just a little brief. I just want to talk a little bit about sort of like I always think about how to get people into this hobby and how I got into it and how a lot of you guys got into it, and talk a lot about what's going on now in the community. There seems to be a lot of more of fraud and scams going on in the retro communities. I know of at least 2 or 3 posts this week that were fraudulent posts made by people trying to sell equipment. And then sort of on the back tick of that is sometimes real posts get tagged as being spam or being reported as being scams. And then, unfortunately, the person has to like verify that they're actually really a legitimate person and show proof that what they're selling is real. But yeah, so I know a lot of us have seen, about 6 months ago now, I would imagine might have been, it was about 6 months ago. It was just after Christmas. The revelation that came out that a pile of vintage computer games were being illegally cloned, I guess, and sold as legitimate, real new games. And I know a lot of people got burnt by that. I know a few people, maybe even in our community, our small community here, got burnt by that. I know several museums were affected. They thought they were buying original copies of like Wolfenstein or original copies of like Ultima One, only to find out that they were fakes and spending not unsubstantial amounts of money on it. I think one of the copies of Ultima One sold for around $6,000, which is not anything to do
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. So this past week we had a gentleman on the vintage computer marketplace out of, I believe it was Switzerland or Sweden, one of the two, who came into ownership of 26 K Pros. His I guess a friend or a family member had been the K Pro rep for the area, and they had died and left 26 K Pro, some of them still in boxes and some of them special editions. And of course, as soon as a bunch of people in the community saw it, keyboard warriors, they instantly jumped on and said, "This is fake. This is a scam. Don't send the money. This guy's a scammer, a thief, blah, blah, blah." And unfortunately, the poor fellow who was trying to sell it, didn't it seemed like there was a bit of a language barrier, so he was finding it difficult to respond to some of these claims, and ended up having to like post a picture of like a newspaper and a post-it note in the
Sure, they're real.
to show that they were real. And he wasn't selling them for what I didn't deem them to be like super expensive. They were very clean, and I think he wanted about $500 US a unit, which is not terrible for something that's essentially
A good
brand
clean
new.
machine. Yeah.
And then of course he had the K Pro 10 Special Edition Chrome, which I think he wanted like $6,000 or $7,000 for.
Wow.
It was a special edition, only
But that
sold to
makes
dealers.
that makes sense though. Like if it's
Yeah,
a special edition, I totally get the pricing on that
yeah,
one.
and it was not only was it like the version 10, which was a special unit, it was the chrome version. So the whole unit itself
Right.
was chromed because it was made specifically for, I guess, like dealers to show off. So there's
Okay.
only very few of them. But it was kind of
It's like that power book that Ron showed off this week from the LG
yeah,
whatever golfy thing.
yeah,
Sports. Yay. Um I don't follow. But yeah, that was going for 15K.
yeah.
So
And will it sell for that? I don't know. And then we kind of talk about sort of like the expense of getting into this hobby. It can be quite expensive now. I think everybody kind of the those days of finding things that people don't know what it's worth are slowly coming to an end. I think it's much like the we call it the Antiques Roadshow effect. Once the
Hmm.
Antiques Roadshow kind of came on, you'd be hard pressed to find a piece of Chippendale furniture for less than $1,000, right?
right.
Because everybody knew what it was. So I think the same thing's kind of happening with retro tech. A lot of these YouTubers are definitely driving up the prices because they have
Yeah.
deep pockets and big have the ability to spend a little bit of money. They have blue scuzzy money, or they have former Apple NVIDIA graphics adapter money, and they have lots of money to spend on things. So the prices are going up. We only need to look at like the Naboo, for example, the computer that was completely obscure up until Adrian did a video on it, and all of a sudden the Naboo exploded. Now, thankfully, they're not being sold for a fortune. They're still cheap and available for now, for the time being. But you know, this time next year, that might not be the case. Will people have forgotten about it? I don't know. I think it's one of those things. There's been so much momentum about it now that the core group of users are always going to use them and have them.
Hmm.
It's kind of like I'm part of a couple of Osborne groups. My Osborne's in a box. I bought it. I used it. I was like, cool. Went back in the box. I'll take it out maybe in a couple of months and use it again. It's a great party piece, but it's not a functional computer. I can't do anything with it. Um,
Do they suffer from battery explosions like classic?
The Osborne, no, because there's no battery in it besides
Okay.
and it's fairly, it has the usual electronic rot. Like it needed a
Yeah.
few capacitors replaced in the CRT, so that was done, and a couple of the reefers exploded in the power supply, which is common.
Okay.
So Geek with Social still says there's about 200 Nabus left. And he also said Osborne's do have a reefer cap. Yeah, my reefer cap exploded. I was using it actually, and I was videoing it, and it just and a big
Uh,
let out the magic smoke, and I was like, oh, because I just gotten it to boot
Puff
from a
the
CPM
magic
disc.
dragon.
I had just gotten it to boot from a CPM disc, and I went. I was like, crap.
So
Uh,
just I want to touch on what Sean mentioned. He said less than 200 Naboo's left has because last I heard there was just a bit over 200. Is
yeah,
have the sales kind of slowed down at this point?
I would say they have to, because I think it's kind of getting to the point
Yeah.
now where
Yeah,
the people that are going to buy them are going to buy them, and it's
or
you
have bought them.
or
Yeah.
have bought them. And then the people that are waiting and holding out, like myself, I'll pick one up just as the last few are available.
They
I'm in
did
I'm
raise
in
the
no rush.
price.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Like, I think the guy's done a really great job helping, essentially
Yep.
start a new community, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Absolutely.
Like, even as an eBay seller, yes, he's making money and whatnot. That's cool, but like he essentially helped start an entire community.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Besides the people at Waterloo University who have been sort of archiving it for the last 20, 30 years. um, I think the fact that so many of the units became available definitely helped save that community and even put a spotlight on it. um, but I think getting into this hobby can be really difficult. I have people reaching out to me at least in my local group saying, "Hey, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z, or I want to get into retro computing. What should I buy?" And we talked about this last stream. It's like I think
Yep.
like Windows 98, Windows XP era machines are right
DOS.
now the best cheap way to get into this hobby.
Mhm.
Right? You can still pick up an XP machine with a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse for $50 or less. Sometimes it's free. There are a couple of things you have to be conscious of. Obviously, that was in the middle of the capacitor plague, so 95% of motherboards are probably going to be shagged up.
Yep.
But that's just a matter of popping the side off, having a look, and do with it what you will. You can recap motherboards; it's not difficult. If you're comfortable doing that, or you can find someone to do it. But the days of finding an old trash 80 or finding an old Commodore PET or finding even an old 486. There's a couple of 486s showed up recently locally, a couple of Tandys and a couple of just generics, and people wanted $200-300 for them, which in my mind is the going rate. I think that seems totally logical right now.
Mhm.
But if you're trying to get into the hobby, it's like, do I really want to throw down $400 on something that I might not be into? Whereas I don't mind throwing away $50 because I look at it, to go to a movie now costs $50. So as long as you get
Oh,
more than
sure.
2.5 hours of enjoyment out of your 486, which you definitely are going to, it's money well spent. But
Oh, and Sean, I'm one of those Windows ME collectors.
yeah, like I have a box copy of ME, just because I see. I'm an ME hater, but the more I look at it and I've gone back and installed it, I'm like, this wasn't that bad. What was bad was the computers we were trying to run it on. It's kind of
Yep.
like Vista. It's kind of like Vista. If you run Vista on something that came out just around the time Windows 7 came out, runs fine. All right.
Wait, what? So I see Geek with Social Skills, Sean just
Yeah.
said, actually, I've heard there are some Windows Vista collectors out there.
Interesting.
What?
I believe they're masochists, is what they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But again,
Speaking of being tied up,
speaking of masochists, Retro Techie points out Windows 8 will be eternally known as the king of gaming OSs. I believe that you spelled Steam OS wrong. It's not spelled Windows 8. It's spelled Steam OS.
Windows 2 plus Windows 8 equals Windows 10. Love it.
I was going to say OS 2. I was way off.
But I think it's interesting to talk to kids. Like a couple of my students this year, their first computers when they were like children were Windows XP machines that they were gifted. They were like, that was their first exposure to technology, was Windows XP, right? And I'm like, holy crap, I'm old.
Yeah, I just
So
want to say the
I
same.
remember
That's why
Windows.
I'm like rubbing my forehead, going, "Oh God!" Like
Back in my day, I remember Windows XP came out, and we waited for that to be available to download pirated on the old LimeWire.
I remember using a Commodore 64. That was my first computer in school.
Okay.
Did you see LimeWire?
LimeWire, yeah.
That's an old reference.
Yes. Well, it's almost as bad as Emule or BearShare or even, dare I say, Napster.
LimeWire. I used to call it Virus Wire.
Yeah.
Because no matter what you tried to download, even if
It
it was
was,
legit,
yeah.
like I had a guy that kept downloading music from it. Like he was legitimately looking up like Frank Sinatra stuff and all that, and like that kind of like classic
That's pretty
music.
cool, Joe.
If you crash Windows 2000, just right here. It will be what?
Yeah, it makes sense because they were using bits and pieces of OS too, because
That's
it
crazy.
was a joint venture. Yeah, KMax says the old BBSs. Yeah, like I remember, like when I was growing up, we used I used Napster.
Yeah, I remember Napster.
I remember my first computer was a 386, and I've talked about this to you guys. I'm trying to rebuild that computer.
Mine was as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to rebuild my original 386. So I'm on the hunt for a tower. So I'm going to post it to Discord. So if anybody has this tower, please get in touch with me. I want to buy it from you.
Send me a photo because we got a couple beige towers right now, and they
Here
haven't brought.
I'll put it up in the old video screen here now. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm trying to find this tower. It's essentially, when it was purchased, it was a workstation. My parents got it through my dad's work, so it
Okay.
was meant to be like a workstation. So it had five and a quarter bays, two and a half bays, or 3.5 bays, and It had a big chunky power button on it and an LED, 3 LED display for megahertz. And it had an old 386. And the problem is I don't remember what the actual guts of the computer was, because I wasn't into tech then. So I just know it was a 386. I believe, if memory serves, it had an 80 meg hard drive, and it had about I want to say 8 megs of RAM, maybe 4.
Please, Sloopy, stop lying. Your first PC was a rock with like another rock that you banged together.
No, I believe what you're referring to is an abacus.
No. I'm talking like literally rocks
Before
and a
that.
stick. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're going back to when he was hanging out with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Even the Flintstones had stone tablets.
It's true, they did.
That's right.
But yeah, so I'm trying to rebuild that computer. But so I talk to people trying to get into the hobby, and they ask all the time, what's the best thing for me to get? And we talked about this last week. I said I think honestly something XP era, and realistically a laptop, because a lot of people don't have space.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you have a lot of space, you have it full of crap like you see here. You don't have a lot of space.
Yep.
Would that be Sloopy? Would that be considered classic rock music?
So yeah, it's it's interesting to see people getting scammed now, especially new people trying to get into this hobby.
Yeah.
And I've seen, like I said, a couple of times now where people have posted things for sale, and they want half the price of it to hold it. And you can only tell people so many times, never, ever, ever send money, ever, until you know for a fact it's real.
Yep.
And I always use PayPal Merchant. So if they only want PayPal Personal, I say no.
Yeah.
Because with PayPal Merchant, you're protected up to $50,000.
Yeah.
So if they refuse to use PayPal Merchant, even if it was legitimate, I'd still back away from it, just because there's no level of protection there. So just a few things to.
Does anybody?
Oh, sorry.
Anybody out there happen to have a spare Apple CD 150? CD drive 150? The external CD Apple 150?
So just to answer your question, so if you look at the back here at my chair, there's a laptop on the chair. So Opie is actually sitting on the bench right now. Yeah, get all the XP era stuff, like the cool things, cool stuff for us.
I mean, you're not wrong, especially like I've been picking up, as time passes, any like Dell workstation laptops I can find from the era, and any like Sony Vaio laptops I can find from the era. I always pick them up when I can get my hands on them.
Sean has one.
Sean.
Yeah, he just texted me.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Oh, has what?
So, yeah, because I need one because it's SCSI 1 and not SCSI 2, and SCSI 1 external CDs will work with the 2GS because I want to try something. Yeah.
So this is the case for anybody who might know where it is. Don't look at the fact it's been modified. It's modified to have a sleeping.
I was going to say that has been modified. I don't remember any of those cases ever having.
There's not supposed to be glass in it. This was modified as a gaming build.
Do you want to make your screen big though? Just share your screen.
I can't.
Go to StreamYard. Sure.
I can't. I'm not a mod. I can't be a mod. Remember,
only you and I can.
No. But you can still present though as somebody on the screen.
Yeah, but he has to add it. Yeah.
Yeah. So just click in StreamYard, click present, and then select the screen, and then we can approve it.
Yep, then we can add it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's already in my screen, so just make me bigger. That's the easiest way to do this.
All right.
I already loaded into StreamYard or into OBS.
Jumbo.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is what I'm looking for. This is the exact case I had as a child. Minus obviously the modern upgrades.
Yeah, like the LCD on the front.
So it's a Juniper Networks case. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's not. That was what was added.
I know.
Yeah. The big thing is that it has it was a display. It was a 3-letter display that could say on or off or tell you the megahertz.
See, RetroTech Chris, this is what happens when AI goes wrong. He said the computer has arms.
What?
The tubes inside for the heatsink.
No. It's because
it looks like arms.
No. It's
because
Ryan is moving his arms, right? So the computer has arms. This is what
I
happens
thought
when
he was
AI
talking about
goes
the tubes
bad.
inside. That's hilarious.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger! I'm flailing my arms wildly.
Jason wants to know what brand it is.
It's not any brand.
Case.
It's like it was sold under a million different. It was China's special number 7 that almost everybody sold. Like almost every, mom and pa. I think when they were purchased for my dad's company, they were purchased under the Cenex brand, which is a Canadian company.
I was gonna say that name's rings.
But they were just Chinese cases that were purchased, right?
And then the company would slap their name on it.
Yeah, well, you see right here toward just above where it says on, there's a little spot to put a case badge.
Yeah.
That would be the name of the company.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm looking for, and I think I've found 2 or 3 over the course of the last couple of years. You can stop making me big now.
Yeah, me too.
And I found 2 or 3, but the problem is the case also weighs about 100 pounds, so shipping is absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So was that an AT or an ATX case?
It was be an AT case because it's the power goes right to the switch.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but in this particular application, the guy obviously switched it out for an AT.
Retro Techie, you keep asking me to buy you things, and you want my 2014 Mac Mini. So when we were backstage tonight, I got a little phone call from a former neighbor of mine, and apparently she knows somebody who is selling some Apple stuff, and he is going to be contacting me at some point. I don't know when. So we can find out what he has. So I might have a 2014 Mac Mini for you. That's all I'm going to say.
I sent one to Ron. I had a 2014 Mac Mini.
Yeah, I only got the one. He's not getting my 2014.
I sent it to Ron.
Although I was looking,
Ron needed it.
So I have a customer who has a 2011 or 2012, I can't remember, iMac, and he wants to upgrade it. And so we were talking the other night about getting another iMac, but an M1. But they're a little on the pricey side for his budget. But then I started looking on Facebook Marketplace for like an M1 Mac Mini. They're like $500. Some people are selling them for $500.
Yep.
I'm like,
yeah. There was an M1 MacBook Air, I think it was, or a MacBook Pro here.
Yeah.
Not the one that I sent, which I didn't get, sadly.
Oh no.
But they only wanted like $500 for it. They had upgraded to I think it was an Air, and they had upgraded to a Pro, and they just wanted to get rid of it. They're like $500.
Yeah. So here's funny that you mentioned that. So I looked up iMac M1, and so there's a guy who won an iMac, M1 iMac, from his office. He wants $19.50 for it. Wow. I looked at the Apple website. I can buy a new one for $14.99 with the same specs.
Yeah, but
Ryan.
Yep.
Does this one look similar? Hang on, I'm gonna. Where the heck is it? Yeah, I'm getting there. This one.
Yeah.
It's similar, but it's not the same. Because
one of these things is not like the others.
It's close, and again, that's the thing is like there are lots of cases that are very similar because it was. But I will say the one that I shared didn't have that base on it, but the one that I had did have that same foot base because if it tipped over, it'd break your leg.
Right.
Oh yeah. It's so hard to find AT style cases too because I was looking for one whenever Sean first sent me that 486 motherboard.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody wants like $200 or $300 just for a freaking case.
So my hope is we're going out to that school in July. The
one with
the Apple, hopefully full of Apple IIs. Yep. I'm hoping there's also a crap ton of AT stuff because that's
who knows?
all go into my van. Or actually, I'm probably going to have to get a U-Haul for this particular excursion. But yeah.
Yeah. That would be cool though.
Yeah.
So Starbuck Tech, I have not watched the first episode of Strange New Worlds. What I usually do is wait till the season finishes, and then I just go on a torrent site.
Not to ruin it.
Download the entire season.
Not to ruin it for you because it won't ruin it for you. But apparently they fixed the Klingons. That's what I'm told. So
I saw the preview with the Klingons. They've
all been neutered.
No,
or spade?
they fixed the head ridges and explained why there was a difference.
Yeah, yeah.
For
But
some reason.
see, they had the best explanation in DS9.
It was a virus.
You don't need to explain it at all. When they went back in time, in the Trials and Tribulations episode of DS9, and it's O'Brien, Bashir, and Worf sitting at a table, and they look around and they're like, "Wait, those are Klingons?" And they go, "What happened?" And Worf just goes, "We don't talk about it." End of story. You don't need to explain it. Just stop trying to make
They do explain it in.
I know, Enterprise.
Enterprise, and there was another one they explained it. Was it
I don't know.
Discovery? They talk about it.
I don't know. I never watched Discovery, so.
Oh, you know what it was? It was the Kelvin timeline. They talk about it.
But yeah, I mean,
movies.
honestly, stop. Just stop. Leave it at Worf's. We don't talk about it. End of story. You don't need to
don't talk about Bruno or the Klingons.
Yeah. Speaking of Star Trek, I finally found how I'm going to model my new boat. I'm just going to share my.
Oh yeah, you showed that photo.
I did, yeah.
Hang on a second, Ryan. I've got you a computer case you need.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I don't think so. Actually, sorry. The only way I would buy that is if that it was installed with Windows like XP, and instead of running like what's it called, Explorer.exe when the computer starts, it only runs Diablo.
I heard
you turn it on, it just goes right into Diablo.
Ramstein.
And it only plays Ramstein and Diablo. That's it.
Yep.
They're your two options.
That's what I thought. I just thought that was hilarious.
That is
sorry.
Oh wow, I can actually never mind. I'm just reading Garth. I'm sure everyone here will agree with me that DS9 was the worst Star Trek ever. And I was like, wait, I can ban Garth as a mod. Ha ha ha. Let me make it big here, Ryan.
So yeah, when I win the lottery this evening, and I'm building my super yacht, this is how the bridge of my super yacht's gonna look.
I saw that.
That is
make it so number one.
Is that? But there's only 3 chairs. Okay, I thought there was.
Oh my god! I found a case that I had for an XP build one time.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Hang on.
Hold on for a second. I'll get you out of.
I am this old Chief Tech.
Oh yeah,
case.
the old Antec or the knock. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I bought it. I remember buying it at Tiger Direct.
Oh, I remember Tiger Direct. That was a great website.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
But yeah, that case was sold as an Antec, but it was also sold as Alienware and a few other like. It was just rebranded.
That was the case to have at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it came in like 4 different colors, like black, red, brown, or not brown, gray, blue, and like lime green.
There was also a yellow version of that, something a little different, but same kind of idea.
Yeah.
That I wanted forever. I just love the color of it.
Yeah, no, everybody had to have that case, and of course, it had the clear side panel because those were getting huge at that time.
So
clear side panel.
My big, like my first real big gaming build that I built in 2006, I had an Antec P180.
Oh, geez.
Or P190. That was like the coolest case.
Oh, those are freaking heavy cases too. Retrotech said I picked up. Retrotech Chris said I picked up one of those Antec cases recently. It's so freaking. Yeah, they are freaking heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the case that I had. Screen share. Where's it to? Display share.
Hi, Jason.
This guy.
Oh yeah.
And this front part would open up, and it was where all your
looked like a little refrigerator.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, there you go. There's a picture of it like that.
I remember those cases.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and dual power supply.
Not dual power supply, dual fans.
No, dual power supply. See?
Oh.
Dual power supply.
So I don't remember that case then.
You could get it like when I bought mine, you either bought the dual power supply option if you were putting a server in it, or it came with a single power supply option.
Okay. Because all I've ever seen is the ones with the single power. Like I've seen that case several times, but only with the single power supply.
Yeah. But I remember that was the first computer I built. It was SLI. It had two 8800 GTX And at the time it was unheard of, 1 gigabyte of video memory per card, and they were SLI'd. And you know what I could play at nearly high resolution? Crisis.
World of Warcraft?
Nope, Crisis. I was one of my first group of friends who could finish Crisis on like medium high levels settings,
Nice.
and it never crashed. But that poor 3800 plus AMD dual core processor I had, and I think I had 4 gigs of RAM because it was still running Windows XP. It struggled. It was not having a fun time.
Oh, so just completely off topic. Sunday, 8 p.m. Mark your calendars. It's going to be Trina's Retro Repair Roundup, because that's what I've titled it.
Yep, for my birthday.
Yep, for your birthday.
Yep, they're going to do a striptease for Frank for his birthday.
Yep, Sunday's my birthday.
But that's on my OnlyFans, and Frank has a direct link for my striptease.
I do.
Hey, Frank.
I do.
But yeah,
I got all the links.
I am going to be the host this coming Sunday of the Retro Repair Roundup. The episode I've just titled Trina's Retro Repair Roundup. And we are going to have a bunch of non-cis men on the stream.
Nonsense men?
Actually, technically, it's more than just non-cis men, because Joe's not cis. So
how is Joe not cis?
He's not.
I don't even know what that means.
He's not a straight white guy.
No. Cis just means you were born male and you still are male. That's all cis means. It doesn't mean you're straight. See, if I was to talk about like Frank or you, I would say white, cis, straight, male. I would add the word straight.
Speak for yourself, Trina.
Oh, okay. Well then, sorry.
No,
but I'm just saying.
Okay.
I've never heard.
That's news to me, because cis is always explained to me as straight white male.
No. Cis just means that you're happy with the gender you're born in. So we are kicking all the cis men out of the stream. Okay. Yeah, you're 100% something. We haven't figured what the something is yet, Joe, but you're 100% special, and I don't mean that in a rude way. You are special to all of us. Thank you. So it's going to be this Sunday. There's a great lineup of guests featuring some of your favorite YouTube stars and then non-YouTube people as well. So we're going to have a good group, and we're just going to talk about...
Are we allowed to preemptively come up with some questions to provide you? Because
just put them in the chat.
Wait, what is it you're going to be doing?
Wow, really?
So this is for the Retro Repair Roundup,
Yeah,
right?
This is the Retro Repair Roundup.
Yeah. Where the frig
have you been? But I meant, did you have like a topic though?
Yeah, it's just gonna be us talking about. Well, not even white guys. There's just no cis men in this chat. And just talking about
what's it like to have someone not talk over you?
Yeah, exactly. How's it? What's it like not to have someone
Frank, question for Frank.
Exactly. No, I didn't know if there was like a theme for it, like you guys were going to be discussing something.
No, we're just talking about. We're just going to be talking about how we got into it. Like what was our first
into retro tech.
Sloopy,
both retro, because not everybody there is retro.
Sorry. How you got into tech, not how you got into other things.
No, but not everybody is into retro tech. So it's just going to be how did you get into
in general?
How did you get into your tech field? Because not everybody works with computers either. So such as Captain Amy doesn't work so much with computers.
Amy Farrah Fowler?
Not quite. Are we allowed to watch? Oh wait, that didn't sound right. You are allowed to watch, yes.
We're allowed to watch. We have to visualize their words, and we cannot make comments on them.
Oh, you can totally. So when you were talking about questions, it is going to be open towards the end.
Nice.
To, post your questions in the chat.
Yeah.
I'll be taking notes of them, and then we'll circle back to them at the end of the.
Awesome.
Because you might come up with something that you didn't think of when you
first
came in. So.
And have your dollars ready for super chats.
Yes.
That's hilarious. That was
yeah,
quick.
we have such YouTube personalities as Taylor and Amy is joining us.
Nice.
Kate of the Macintosh thing that
Awesome.
apparently everybody makes fun of me when I try to say, so I won't say it.
Library.
Thank you. Who else do we have? Tech Ambrosia.
Oh, awesome.
Amber of Tech
Oh,
Ambrosia.
I like her.
Love Amber.
She's very
She's
nice.
great.
Yeah, she's coming on. I did try to get a few.
I like that she's streaming more.
I did try to get a few more on, but unfortunately,
you tried to get a few morons.
A few more on the show.
So you invited Retro Tech.
Have you not figured out?
Gotcha.
Have you not figured out that when women hang out in groups, they have to bring a couple randos with them to make them look better?
Of course.
That's why I invited. That's why
that's Trina's purpose. But we haven't told her yet.
Sloopy wants to know if you have a guest list.
I do have a guest list, but you're gonna have to.
Will you be serving hors d'oeuvres?
By the way, there is a guest list. The way to find out what the guest list is tune in at 8:00 Eastern, on the Retro Repair Roundup channel.
Awesome.
That's gonna be exciting.
So any topics that you're going to talk about that you might want to?
We're just gonna kind of free flow it. Just. I mean, there's a like a set of questions that I've kind of come up with.
Not to poop on your party, Trina, but I think you had mentioned it earlier, but a lot of people may not know. Dave's Sunday stream is actually bumped up to an earlier start time.
Correct.
And he's only running for 5 hours this coming Sunday because of Father's Day. He has plans in the afternoon.
That's because we're kicking the cis men out of everywhere, including his own stream.
Even though it's Father's Day. I don't think we figured that out when you were citing all this up. If you don't watch,
I totally
agree. 100%. Every time I see RRR now, though, I think of that Korean TV show. Is it TV show or movie? I think it's a movie.
Which one?
RRR.
Is that
I don't know what that is.
It's an Indian movie. Sorry. Apparently, it's really good. I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list of films to watch.
Oh, and Joe, I'm going to be doing some testing on my desktop of getting things logged in here. I know I've been successful with the on the laptop, but I haven't logged in on my desktop, and I've been meaning to do it all week. And
thanks, Sean, for being a better host than the three of us.
That's right.
Well, we haven't officially we haven't ended the stream yet, so
no, we got 3 minutes.
And just remember, you always log out before outing a log. Never leave your computer unattended.
You won't be home, Sloopy. Well, I'm sorry, but we were talking about this earlier before the stream started. The U.S. is in 1827 still, so you probably don't have Wi-Fi.
You die of dysentery.
Yeah, you probably don't have Wi-Fi everywhere.
That's funny. I still can't figure out why I have like 3 gig internet connections, possibly going up to 8 gig now in a couple of months.
And that reminds me,
Dave has in California, like stone's throw from Silicon Valley,
right?
Shitty internet. I don't understand. Like it blows my mind.
Ryan, you had mentioned about we all do yearn for faster upload and download speeds. You did say something about you were contemplating switching to a different speed.
Yes.
Increase your upload speed.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
your Plex was was jittery the other day.
Actually, that is my fault because I have my Plex server on a 100 meg connection. For whatever reason, the wire going to my office is only 100 meg. I realized like a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, it's yellow, not green.
I was gonna say,
I was streaming Mario movie in 2 different rooms, and it was bouncy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say with
sorry, Trina.
No, it's okay. With Bell, it's equal up and down.
Yeah, it's synchronous. It's not asynchronous. Wow.
In case any of you missed the misfortune cookie, subscribe to Retro Techie and you'll have eternal happiness.
If by having your YouTube pop up with useless shorts all the time, that
and by the way,
Retro Techie, I'm not sure where you've been.
Speaking of useless shorts,
we do miss seeing you.
I am pissed with your video, Retro Techie. You went through all the people. You said, "Oh, go to this channel, go to this channel, go to this channel." You never mentioned my channel.
I will say I got a sub from that short. Retro Tech or Die sub to my channel, and he definitely did it because Retro Techie. So thank you, Retro Techie. You got me 1 sub.
But
we do miss you.
He didn't mention mine, Frank's
How am I
channel.
not subscribed?
Well, Frank doesn't have stickers. You, on the other hand, do have stickers. But, I don't know why.
Well,
I don't have stickers for my
channel. He did mention K-Mac, but I don't know if he has stickers.
Ryan, I did send you a sticker in the package that I just sent you.
Oh, it hasn't arrived yet. Wait, you sent me a package?
Well, yeah.
What
I sent you tracking for it.
You sent me tracking.
My wife actually, one of the things for my birthday, my wife actually had stickers made.
Oh,
but she didn't want to give them to me whenever I sent all the other packages out because it was too early. But when I sent Ryan's out the other day, she said, "Well, I guess I should give them to you now."
Oh wait,
so she gave them to me early.
Birthday recently, wasn't it? I am so sorry. I didn't wish you
this Sunday.
It's this Sunday.
Oh, it's this. Oh, right. It's coming up this Sunday.
It really is this Sunday. Yes.
Trina's Retro Repair Roundup equals to Frank's birthday.
Frank's birthday celebration. Yes. But yeah, so I haven't sent any out besides the one I sent to you because she just gave them to me. So I will be sending stickers out.
Awesome. Well, all my stickers go on my oscilloscope. And that's why I call it oscilloscope because it has all.
I'll be sending you one,
stickers.
Sean.
So.
All of mine.
I have some to send out for everybody.
All my stickers are sitting here.
Oh, Eric's just joined us. Way to go, Eric. We're about to finish.
Hey, Eric.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Eric.
Well,
thanks for joining.
Drop off the live.
Sorry, one bit. I haven't sent out any stickers. I apologize. I do need to do that. I have your address. I have a bunch of addresses on a sheet that I need to send stickers. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, I don't have one of Ryan's either.
Yeah, well.
Or Sean.
Oh, no, I haven't sent you anything yet.
Or Will.
Do you have Retrotech Chris?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna have special edition stickers that I only send to a certain number of people, so it's like a collector item.
One bit. Was it you who messaged me that you had that nice illustrated diagram of who had sent you stickers? Somebody had sent me one.
Yeah,
that was one bit.
That is one bit.
And that is a darn good idea because it is hard to keep track of who you've got them from and who you haven't. So that is an incredible idea. Which I think I'm going to steal.
You did mail me stickers. We literally just had this kind. Are you okay? Are you having like brain slips?
I even have Joel.
We literally just talked about this.
Oh, and one bit. Trust me, not only are you waiting for Mac84 stickers, I'm waiting for Mac84 to send me something he bought for me like a year ago. Not to mention stickers.
See him at the Midwest or whatever?
Yeah, I'm going to send him. But yeah, I'm going to get him at the Midwest.
What I figured, I'm just going to leave a trap somewhere with like a laser, an image writer printer under a box with a stick, and I'm just going to wait for him to go in there, and then I'm going to pull the stick out, and we'll catch him.
Yes.
I will say that
empty out his pockets, and there should be some stickers in there.
Joe has been the only one to actually send me a thank you card.
I got a thank you card from Joe as well.
I think that's awesome.
I know.
I'm saving all this stuff for once I finally get my new space done, so that I can actually put them up.
You are Ryan from the land down under?
I didn't get a thank you card.
Ryan at work.
I will totally steal not only one, I'll steal a few for every Canadian. I'll send one out to Drake.
Wait, so next week is VCF Southwest already. Holy cow.
Yeah,
that's fast.
Did anybody go to the swap meet there last weekend?
Oh, speaking of, let's drop off the live, and then everybody who wants to can just join us in the backstage area.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna jump.
That's easier.
I'm gonna not only jump off the live, but I'm also gonna jump off my desktop because I'm gonna go lay in bed so I can do the after show. So it's really
no worries.
Brown cow.
I just posted. Did that show up on the YouTube?
It did.
I just posted the link.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, you're more than welcome to come on.
We'll shut her down
to the backstage. Okay, so let's shut her down.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Do all the wonderful stuff. Share this. We only stream once a week, so ring that bell.
Tickle that algorithm a little bit. Get it happy. Make Google happy and YouTube happy. We are going to have a merch store soon. I'm in the process of working with a merch store, and we should have it soon. There's Sean has just joined us, so go ahead and remember to like and subscribe, do all the things, and go ahead and shut that down there, Frank.
Or did you want me to shut down, Frank, before I...
Somebody hit the goddamn button.